Cooper's Craft. Been looking for this forever. All right, here we go. Hey, it's Matt from Bourbon Banters 2020. Today's review is going to be on Cooper's Craft 100 proof. I've been looking for this thing forever. This is my second take, and I'll explain why. So what I mean by this is my second take, what I do is I record, I do whatever I do. I'm going to pour it while I'm talking. I take it from the camera, computer, and put it in a file. So then when I edit it, I can edit it and see. Well, I started, this was, the first one was done, and I kept the clips. The first one was done when Hurricane Hillary came ripping through here, so it was rainy and stuff like that. So product, I was slurring because this was towards the end. And as I went back and checked out all the bottles that I did throughout that whole day, or through that segment, all the different bottles, this was after the Larceny A123. So I was getting destroyed and I was slurring, I was bad. So I decided to do it again. All right, so I'm gonna do it again. All right, so I already poured it and I'm gonna run down the spreadsheet for you. Hopefully I do it justice a little bit better this time because I can talk and enunciate okay, because I was getting destroyed and reviewing all that footage. It was rough. It was hard on me, and I don't think it'd be fair to you guys unless you guys like seeing some drunk dude on YouTube. I can do that too. Here we go. Cooper's Craft 100 proof, the Brown-Forman product. Brown-Forman also does Jack Daniels, Woodford Reserve, or Woodford, and Old Forester. He came out with this. They created this thing to pay homage to the Coopers that make the barrels. He has his own cooperage. They make 1,500 barrels a day. So that tells you how much booze Brown-Forman pumps out. You know, and then multiply that by all the other distilleries and stuff like that. So this, and it traces all the way back to, what do they say, I want to say 1945, I could be wrong. If it's not, yeah, it's gotta be 1945. And if I'm wrong, correct me, leave something in the comments. With this, I got one coming from Troy M out from Florida. He's actually sending one out to me because I, put out the feelers, did what I can to try and get one of these things, because you can't find this stuff in California. Can't find it anywhere. And if maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but any place I've gone, you cannot find this. So I found, I was able to obtain this out of state right before, and I think the one that Troy is sending out, it should be here next week sometime. So I got it ahead of time, taste it, been tasting it, as you can tell, and I like it. Oh, and on the front, something that was pretty interesting, it says the collection, chiseled and charred. So what that means is they chiseled and they charred the inside of the barrels to give you that dark flavor. When it's chiseled, they got char ratings. It just means that, with it being chiseled, there's more surface area. The alcohol can get into the wood, extract the stuff from the wood, and make it taste better, I think. Who would have thought wood tastes good? I'm assuming chewing on a piece of bark ain't gonna be like tasting something like this. The chisel and charred just makes it a little bit darker, a little more richer, I would say. I think you get a little more flavor out of it. It's soaking up more, it has more surface area for the alcohol to soak up the flavors. That's what I got. That's what I got for Cooper's Craft. So running down the spreadsheet here, it's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, no age statement, at least 4 years. Mash bill 75 corn, 15 rye, 10 malt barley. Proof 100. MSRP, the best part of all, $30. 30 bucks. I said 30. You can't beat that. This is even less than some of the Old Forester stuff. Even if I got a price just the bare bones, because I don't treat this thing as a bare bones. I think this is a steal. I think this is, obviously I've drank it before, for the price. Just based on the price alone and what I've had before and the first take, I'm going to say this falls in a great category. To the nose, I get some honey, a little bit of apple, and some oak on it. All right, first sip. First sip, doesn't taste like Jack Daniels whatsoever. It's got a rich, deep taste to it, which is probably from the chiseled and charred barrel, because it's probably going to make it a little darker, a little more richer, a little bit heavy. Heavy. I'm going to go again on the palate here. Second one, get that vanilla. A very heavy mouthfeel, so it just coats. It just sits in there. Apple and lemon on there, a little bit of spice, and it kind of rolls into like a coffee flavor. Just straight black coffee. It's got that. It's got a huge mouthfeel. So I'm assuming I'm contributing that to the charred and the chiseled of the wood, just getting everything out of that barrel. Going again, going again. And it's funny, getting, I don't want to say it, Buffalo Trace. I know everybody loves Buffalo Trace. I want Buffalo Trace. A little bit of that leather and that oak, but it being so dark and rich, combine that with that vanilla and some honey. It's like a flash of the Buffalo Trace background flavors. Or the smaller, specific, like apple, honey, oak, all this stuff. Even the lemon, is it like a turned up to 11 volume? No, it's subtle, but you're definitely getting the richness, the full mouth feel. You're getting the typical vanilla oak and that leather, a little bit of that leather, a little bit of that tobacco in there. And it kind of comes through, kind of hangs out, it fills your mouth, and then it kind of just settles into a nice cold cup of coffee. Can't be hot, it's got to be cold. It's kind of sitting there for a little bit, you know? I think it's that. Not like it's bad, you don't want it unless you want iced coffee, but it's a flavor that you've had. It's a flavor that is good. Your preference on hot coffee, cold coffee, lukewarm coffee. It's up to you. You know, you don't want to burn your lips, don't want to freeze your stomach. It's there. So it kind of rolls into like that coffee flavor. And I think that's based off that full mouth and the coffee and the tobacco and the oak in there from the chiseled and charred barrel. So, all right, I want to finish this thing up and give you my 2 cents. And the finish. Through that whole thing, it's a smooth roller coaster ride. You know, normally with like the Brown-Forman stuff, even with the Old Forester and the Jack Daniels, for sure you get that banana note. I'm not getting zero banana note on this thing. I'm getting the apple and lemon, which is it's actually a good combination with that oak and vanilla, but it's still such a heavy mouthful. And then as it slowly dissipates, you get that coffee flavor. So it kind of sits back there in the, for the finish there, you do get that leather and the oak, but it's like a darkness, a darker flavor to it with a little bit of fruit that just kind of lingers on and it fades away. Hey, this bottle is great. I'm gonna say it's great because what makes it great is 30 bucks. See it marked up like a Buffalo Trace product. It's 30 bucks. The reason why it's great is because it's 30 bucks, $30. If you see it, get one, get two, maybe even three. But see me, it's a scarcity. Scarcity, is that such a word? You can't find it out in California. So the people that do see it all the time, they probably overlook it. You know, probably on the East Coast, they overlook this thing. And I'm telling you, don't overlook it because you can get the flavor stuff. You can compare it to another Old Forester, even a Woodford Reserve. And I think this thing might just come out ahead based on what it has inside. You know, maybe, I was hoping for something good and it was great, you know, because I kind of had in the back of my head, hey, it's a $30 bottle, it's nothing crazy or anything like that. But now that I've had it, I think what it does is it kind of throws it in the great category, but yet it meets everything that I expected and more. So if you're out there, you find it. I know California people, you ain't gonna find it, but if you do see it, buy it, but don't go crazy. It's a $30 bottle. Even out here where you'd never see it, if they had it for 40, 50 bucks, you know what? I'd buy it. I would buy it. 40, 50 bucks. I'd do it. Hey, if this is helpful, if you see this, get it, pick up two. You can mix with anything. It's a daily sipper. It's great. It's great to warm up with. Get your, stretched out your legs right here before you go do some serious drinking with the higher proofs. Hey, I'm Matt. If you like it, hit the like button, subscribe, share, tell a friend, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.